Liverpool has finally won a game, and now it's time to carry on and build on this momentum. Welcome back to my channel, The Marching Reds. मैं हूं अमन चीमा. इस वीडियो में I am going to preview the game between Brentford and Liverpool in the Premier League, and it's finally good to get a win. And now it's all the more important that we follow it up with a win in the Premier League. So let's start right away. Four losses in a row, then we meet Eintracht Frankfurt in the Champions League, which could have been a trickier fixture, but the fact everything clicked in a way helped us get a victory during the midweek, and now we have a tough test against Brentford away, and not only the fact that they've lost a few of their important players like Mbuomo, Visa, their manager to uh, Tottenham, Thomas Frank, but we would be playing against our former players, our former captain, Jordan Henderson would be representing the Bees, Queef Kelleher, who every Liverpool fan would agree was the best number two goalkeeper. And till the time Allison and Kelleher were there, we knew that this department was sorted for us. So it's good to see him doing so well in the colors of Brentford, and I genuinely hope that he has a great game. इतनी भी अच्छी नहीं कि वो हमें हरा दे या ड्रॉ कर दे, but yeah, so you want to wish those people well, but when it comes to playing against our team, you just want कि यार हमारे खिलाफ अच्छी परफॉर्मेंस मत करना. तो it's not only these two players, it's also Sepp van der Berg and Fabio Carvalho जो कि वहाँ पे as former Reds का कोटा पूरा करेंगे. But they've got decent enough players. They've got Thiago who's been scoring. They've got Dango Utara signed from Bournemouth. So ऐसा नहीं कि भाई they are totally out in the dumps. They've been showing glimpses. They've got points against Manchester United. They've got points against Chelsea at home. So this will be a tough, tricky fixture for Liverpool, and it will be under the lights. So you'll be aware when they would be launching a long throw in, and their fans would be hoping that जैसे ना तैसे करके उनके प्लेयर के पास बॉल आ जाए एंड दे एंड अप स्कोरिंग. सो ब्रेंटफोर्ड की बात कर ली. लिवरपूल की मैं बात करूंगा. अनफॉर्चुनेटली स्क्वाड से लाइक स्क्वाड इंजरीज पे अगर मैं ध्यान दूं, ग्रेवनबर्ग एंड Alexander Isak are those players जिनके ऊपर बहुत बड़ा question mark है for this game. They are not totally out, but they are not totally recovered also. But Frimpong, he's out for weeks. He won't be playing in this game or in the games in the next week or so. Then Allison is also unfortunately out. So playing 11 की मैं बात करूँ, last weekend against United, we started off with a 4-3-3 formation, but in the midweek, it was a 4-4-2 with big names like McAllister, Salah, even to that extent, Kirkes, who has been a regular starter in the Premier League, being dropped to the bench. And this bar, it would be interesting to see how Arne Slot would approach this game, because it would be a similar game जहाँ पे Brentford would be using their set pieces to hurt us, and they would be targeting our transitional inefficiencies, if I can say so, कि भाई एक बार आप लो ब्लॉक पे जाके डिफेंड करते रहो, एंड देन एज सून एज यू गेट द बॉल, मेक श्योर इन अ स्पैन ऑफ लाइक व्हाट 3 or 4 passes you are at their defense. And वहां पे you could see like Thiago, Otara, like these players coming to the fore. But मेरे हिसाब से uh, I would rather stick to that same formation that worked against Frankfurt. Again, those two are completely different teams. Frankfurt ज़्यादा बॉल लॉन्ग नहीं खेलती है. यहाँ पे यूनाइटेड के केस में और ब्रेंटफोर्ड के केस में you would like to see that if they play that long ball, we should be in a better position to defend it. But starting in goal would be Georgi Mamardashvili. No doubts about that. He's looked really solid. Unfortunately, वो जो फ्रैंकफर्ट के खिलाफ उसने गोल कराया था, he could have not done much about it. So he starts in the goal for us. Back four में, it has to be Connor Bradley starting in, given the fact that Frimpong is out now, and I would rather see Soboslai in the midfield. So Bradley, Konate, Van Dijk and Milos Kerkez after his midweek rest should uh, come back in that left back position. Now, how Slot would look at his other six positions, it would be an interesting watch whether he goes for that same 4-4-2 formation or reverts back to 4-2-3-1 because Salah got a brief cameo. So, would you like to see him in this game? I mean, personally, he is starting for me. So, in that case, I would go for the same 4-4-2 formation, wherein, let's say, Isaac is out or fit enough to start on the bench. Same for Gravenberg. He's not fit enough to start, but he starts on the bench. I am very tempted as of now to just replace Mohamed Salah with Isaac from the playing 11 that, uh, or like the playing six, or like the attacking playing six that Arne Slot started against Frankfurt because that worked really well for us. So it would be Soboslai, Curtis Jones, Florian Wirtz on the right side, and Cody Gakpo on the left side, and Ekitike and Salah up top. So usse kya hoga? It would be another uh, game where we can sort of try this formation जो कि पिछली गेम से ज्यादा डिफरेंट नहीं होगा with the same set of players and with Isaac not being totally fit Salah can slot into that role and जहाँ पे Isaac का right foot strong है we can use Salah's left foot abilities like preferred foot pay like he can easily score those goals of course his right foot is also like tremendous but that would be an interesting element that Brentford defense would have to face. And just the fact that he'll be starting up top, it would sort of work in his favor also, given the fact that he would not have to track back a lot because that role can either be filled with Florian Wirtz, who did the same job as he did against Frankfurt, and then same with Cody Gakpo. Of course, Chiesa can start. Of course, McAllister can start. But I just feel if something has worked for you in the midweek, at least you can give that team another start in the on the weekend game. So basic changes would be Bradley for Frimpong because of that injury, Kirkes for Robertson, and Isaac out and Salah comes in. So this would be my playing 11. And given the fact that we've broken this losing streak, now it's high time that we break it in the Premier League also because out of those four games, three were in the Premier League and one in the Champions League. And yeah, like बहुत सारे सवाल उठाए गए थे before the Frankfurt game of the whole squad and after the Frankfurt game to those particular players who did not get on the score sheet, whether it's Isaac, Salah, like Isaac के लिए था कि भाई he's been getting chances but he's not scoring them. Salah के लिए भी the same, like he's looked in and around the box but not at his lethal best, and which is fine. Like tactics are being changed, formations are being changed, and opposition ka khelne ka tarika has also been changing when they are facing Liverpool. So these things are very normal. So you don't need to be stressing about it, and it would be like naive of you if you would like to write Salah off. I'm not saying that he's going to definitely score or assist in this game, but he's getting closer day by day. He's getting closer game by game. And अगर आपने फ्रैंकफर्ट में उसकी कैमियो देखी थी, of course he could have gotten one goal, one assist, but he didn't. That's why, like all those narratives are up there. But I like the fact that he was eager. I like the fact that he was selfish to that extent, and that's the Salah that I really like because let's say अगर वो मेरे हिसाब से 4-4-2 में जो two strikers हैं वहां पे नहीं start करता है, definitely his role and responsibility will be changing. Point being, let's say he starts in that right midfielder or right winger position, right? Now, वहां पे, of course, we would like him to score. We would like him to get a goal or two. But then, based on the formation that Arne Slot decides to play in, he would be having a more defensive role in his objectives too. So it's not about whether Salah has scored or not, whether Salah has assisted or not. It is more linked to the Florian Wirtz game. How? Because अगर उसकी दो assists आप नहीं देखते, तब तक सारी बात ये थी कि भाई what's the point of spending 120 million or like 115, 120 million pounds on a player who has not even assisted for you once. But Liverpool fans know who've seen those 90-95 minutes that he's been in and around the action quite a lot. And it's also a lot of things that he does before that goal ka jo play hota hai, before that assist or that shot, before that thing happens, he's getting involved a lot. And पिछले एक दो games में since the international break, Salah has looked really lively. Yes, I would like to see his name on the score sheet also, but he's getting more and more involved. He's getting more on the ball, which is something that he wasn't getting a lot of in the first 7, 8 games or so. And if he starts, which I'm hoping he does, the only question would be in what position. Uh, I wouldn't be surprised if he breaks his goal drought in this game. So I'm backing the Egyptian king to the core, and same goes for McAllister. A lot of questions have been asked about him also. Give him time. He's not had the best preseason. He's had like what 50, 60 minutes here or there. He had like what 20 minutes or so in the Champions League game. So that just tells you that in comparison to players like Soboslai or like Jones, who've been at a much more better fitness level, he is not there as yet. Like if you're doubting the quality of McAllister, then we need to have a debate. So you just need to give these players time, give these players enough time because you don't want to make them feel rushed. It's a very fine balance. जैसे Isaac की बात है. Like I know I'm mixing a lot of players here because in every sort of way in players की situation similar भी है और नहीं भी है. Like 45 minutes against Frankfurt खेलना, why was he substituted out? Because he got a groin injury and it was a precautionary substitution. But it is very difficult to find the right balance जहाँ पे आपको कितना पुश करना है, कहाँ पुश करना है, किस opposition के खिलाफ पुश करना है. And the only department that knows all of these intricacies is the Liverpool medical department, who are the only reliable people whose advice slot would rely on. So बहुत सारी चीजें हैं as fans, as supporters, as journalists, as experts, as pundits, we don't realize. So at that point of time, you just need to back the manager. And अगर उसने इतने guts दिखाए हैं आने slot ने to change the system mid-week and go for like a different system altogether, this just tells you that he is the right man for the job because बहुत सारे सवाल उसके ऊपर भी उठे गए थे. And again, like I don't want to even waste any more of my breaths on that slot out sort of a narrative, but yeah, like जीत गए ना फ्रैंकफर्ट के खिलाफ, थोड़ा सा और टाइम दो. आई गेट इट. अगर हम लोग नहीं जीतते अगेंस्ट ब्रैंडफोर्ड, it would be like what 4 losses or like 4 games where we've not won in the Premier League. But I am more optimistic that given the midweek performance, given the fact that the last stimulus that we got is much more positive, I can't wait to see my team come back to the pitch and get those 3 crucial points in the Premier League. Table की बात करें, we are 4 points away from Arsenal, and ठीक है, I won't say the title race में हम है नहीं या फिर like it's looking very difficult. Right now the only point is to get a win. ज़्यादा long term देखने की जरूरत नहीं है because a lot of things can happen over 30 games. And point is आप अपना next step देखो कहाँ पे ले रहे हो and make sure that it is the right one. So yeah, I'm just hoping for all 3 points. Score predictions, you let me know in the comment section. Your playing 11, you let me know in the comment section and how you think Liverpool should approach this game. And if you've liked this video, let me know by liking this video, chiming in with your comments, and also subscribing to my channel. I'll see you in the review of this game. Till then, take care.